In the heart of the mightiest empire the world had ever known, a new faith was taking root. It was a faith that whispered of hope, redemption, and a kingdom not of this world. But for the Roman Empire, these whispers sounded like a challenge, a threat to its very foundations. This is the story of how the early church, against all odds, survived centuries of relentless persecution. Imagine Rome at its peak. A sprawling city of marble and might, governed by emperors who were declared gods. Into this world came the followers of Jesus, a small, often misunderstood group. Their refusal to worship the Roman gods and the emperor was seen not just as impiety, but as treason. To the Romans, it was an act of defiance that threatened the divine favor, the Pax Deorum, which they believed guaranteed the empire's stability and prosperity. The first wave of systematic persecution crashed down under Emperor Nero in 64 AD. A great fire had ravaged Rome, and needing a scapegoat, Nero pointed his finger at the Christians. The historian Tacitus described the horrific scenes that followed. Christians were blamed for the fire and subjected to brutal punishments. This wasn't just a legal crackdown, it was a public spectacle designed to terrorize and exterminate. It was a clear message. Adherence to this new faith would cost you everything. But the fire of faith was not so easily extinguished. Instead of crushing the movement, the persecution forced it underground. The early church became a hidden church. Believers gathered in secret, in the privacy of their homes, known as house churches, or in the sprawling subterranean catacombs on the outskirts of Rome. These weren't just burial places, they were sanctuaries. In the flickering candlelight, surrounded by the tombs of their martyrs, they shared bread and wine, prayed and sang hymns. They strengthened their bonds, turning scattered believers into a tight-knit, resilient community. It was here, in the shadows, that the church's structure began to solidify. As the years turned into decades, and decades into centuries, the persecution ebbed and flowed. Some emperors, like Trajan, took a more don't ask, don't tell approach. As long as Christians kept their faith private and didn't cause trouble, they were often left alone. However, if they were reported and refused to make a sacrifice to the Roman gods, the law was unyielding. This period created a constant state of low-level anxiety. Believers had to navigate a world where their faith could become a death sentence at any moment. This era produced some of the most powerful writings in Christian history, the Apologies. Thinkers like Justin Martyr and Tertullian wrote open letters to the emperors and the Roman public. They weren't apologizing in the modern sense, they were defending their faith. They argued that Christians were not atheists or cannibals, as rumors suggested, but were loyal subjects of the empire who prayed for the emperor's well-being. They presented Christianity as a rational moral philosophy that produced good citizens. These writings were a crucial part of the intellectual battle for the heart and mind of the empire. The most severe and widespread persecution was yet to come. In the late 3rd and early 4th centuries, Emperor Diocletian unleashed what became known as the Great Persecution. He saw the growing church as a state within a state, a direct threat to his efforts to unify and restore the empire. He issued edicts demanding the destruction of churches, the burning of scriptures, and the arrest of clergy. All citizens were ordered to sacrifice to the Roman gods on pain of death. This was a systematic attempt to wipe Christianity off the map once and for all. The stories from this period are ones of incredible courage. Believers faced a stark choice: renounce their faith and live, or hold firm and face martyrdom. Many chose the latter. Their steadfastness in the face of torture and death had a profound and unexpected effect. Tertullian famously wrote, "The blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church." Eyewitnesses were often moved, and sometimes even converted, by the courage and conviction of those who were willing to die for what they believed. Their sacrifice was not a sign of defeat, but a powerful testament to the truth they held. It inspired others and fueled the church's growth. Beyond martyrdom, the church's survival depended on its unique social structure. In a Roman world that was often brutal and indifferent, the Christian community offered something radically different. They cared for the poor, the sick, widows, and orphans. During plagues, when many Romans fled the cities, Christians stayed behind to care for the dying, often at great risk to themselves. This radical love and charity was a powerful magnet. It showed a faith that wasn't just about beliefs, but about action. People were drawn to this community that valued every human life and offered a sense of belonging and support that the wider society lacked. Then, the unthinkable happened. A new emperor, Constantine, rose to power. Before a crucial battle at the Milvian Bridge in 312 AD, he reportedly saw a vision of a Christian symbol in the sky with the words, "In this sign, you will conquer." He had his soldiers paint the symbol on their shields. They won the battle, and Constantine attributed his victory to the Christian god. A year later, in 313 AD, Constantine and his co-emperor Licinius issued the Edict of Milan. This proclamation didn't make Christianity the state religion, but it did something revolutionary. It granted official tolerance to all religions, including Christianity. The persecutions stopped. For the first time in centuries, Christians could worship openly without fear. The story of how the early church survived is not just a tale of endurance, it's a testament to the power of community, conviction, and courage. It survived because of secret meetings in catacombs, the intellectual defense of its apologists, the shocking bravery of its martyrs, and the radical love it showed to the world. A small, persecuted movement, born in a corner of the Roman Empire, had not only survived the fire, but had emerged to forever change the course of Western civilization. Its legacy is a powerful reminder that faith can thrive even in the darkest of times. Thank you for watching. If you found this story inspiring, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more journeys into history, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time.